Hello, good morning, good day, good night, Aries, wherever you are in the world. What's up? What's up, Aries? I'm just gonna apologize in advance. It is hot in here. The air has stopped working at my house. And so, yeah, I have like a way to get air, but if I do that, then it's gonna be really loud with this fan. So I'm like, look, we're just gonna have to, you guys are just gonna have to see me sweat, okay? Because it's hot, but I wanna make sure that I get this reading out for you, okay? All right, so, all right, Aries. What is there to talk about? So recently, I mean, the biggest astrological thing that's been happening. Let me see if I can get higher. That's, I guess, is better. Okay, but yeah. So the recent biggest astrological thing that has been happening so far is the Scorpio moon. The day that I'm recording this video, it's actually on its last phase. You mean like the energy is like, I don't want to say it's gone, but it's shifting now. Like it's not as potent as it was, maybe 1 or 2 days ago. But that doesn't mean that its effects aren't working. You know, obviously, when we have a full moon that comes in, it still has its lingering effects. That's why it's so important to work with full moons. Okay, so so that's the biggest thing that I can say right now. But we're going to go ahead and jump into your reading, and we're going to see what's been going on. And then, it is kind of early for me to read for you guys again because I did just make a video for you guys, like, I want to say, like, last week or 2 weeks ago. But, yeah, you guys popped up when I was meditating and trying to see what signs to read for today. So I was like, okay, well, let's do it. Let's do it, Aries. What's up? So, again, I'm just shuffling so that I can make sure I get the most, accurate. All right, so we're going to start with past energy. All right, and we got our first card here. Okay. Whew, it's hot, y'all. All right, so to start off, we have Four of Pentacles in reverse, okay? So Four of Pentacles in reverse is kind of like being greedy, needing more than you actually, wanting more than you actually need. Now upright, this can be, actually, did I show you guys the card? Okay, so this is what it looks like in reverse, and this is how it came up for you guys, okay? So this is your past energy. So maybe some of you were being greedy, and some of you may have been being kind of stingy or not wanting to share, something along those lines, okay? So this can have something to do with money itself, or just maybe you are not being like as giving as you could be, or maybe you're being really stingy more than usual, or maybe you're just like, look, I don't want to share and I don't have to type of energy. But maybe that was a good thing, because next we have the Ten of Cups here. So that means that during the past energy that just passed, there was a lot of balance and prosperity, like kind of a miracle type of abundance, so maybe it was something that you weren't expecting, or something that you didn't know was going to come so soon, but like from the heavens, that's kind of the meaning behind that card. So I think if you were being stingy, or maybe you were just not, this could be as simple as you not spending much as you usually do, and that helped out in some type of way, that helped with the blessing that came towards your way. Or it could be maybe you weren't sharing or giving information to the wrong person. Like maybe you were like, look, I see what you're doing now. I'm not going to keep feeding you or keep giving you attention and focusing on you if you're not the person I need to do that for. Does that make sense? So it's kind of like being, what's the word I'm looking for? Like you're really, what your prerogative is, whatever it is, whether it's with money, whether it's with, possessions. It doesn't matter. Advice, you were just holding something back or keeping it to yourself and saving it up, or just being stingier with whatever it is more than usual. And so after that blessing, that miracle that came, or the good energy that was, pushed into your past energy, we also have the Chariot here, okay? Major Arcana card, so this could be you. We're going to see how it plays out the more I go. But yeah, so I think you were driven in a good position. You had a good direction that you wanted to pursue, because you understood maybe you need to hold back on something, or maybe you need to be more greedy. Maybe you need to stop helping others so much. Maybe you need to take time to yourself and be greedy and be stingier, because you're like, look, I've worked for this, or I've done this And I deserve to enjoy it. You know, I kind of feel like that's the feeling, because usually when we have this card, the Four of Pentacles in reverse, I see it as someone being really greedy and mean. But since it's followed by the Ten of Cups and the Chariot, I do believe that you did that and it worked out in your best favor. I think you had to choose to be stingy with a certain person who did not deserve for you know, for you to be as diplomatic and helpful with them. Okay, so now we're gonna go into your present energy. So this is a now, and this is this can also go up into probably I want to say like a week or two from now. Okay. So the first 2 weeks of May, pretty much. What's going on for Aries? Oh, hold on, you guys. Let me shuffle again because they came out all at the same time. Alrighty. And so for your current energy, jeez, okay, not what I want to see. I'm not gonna lie, these are not good cards. Well, I don't want to say not good cards, because I feel like all cards are good because they give you some type of insight in some type of way. Okay, so maybe just energetically, like if you're going through this, it's not good. Okay, so to start off, we have the Three of Swords here. We all know what this is. This is heartbreak. This is disappointment. This is being let down. This is having kind of like the rug pulled from under you almost, as far as like feelings and emotions. I definitely don't like seeing that card. But you know, we'll see how it goes from there. We'll probably do clarification, okay? Next we have the Eight of Wands in reverse, okay? So this card to me really signifies there being a message coming through extremely fast, like to the point where it's kind of like, if I tell you, like if we're talking and I tell you, hey, I heard something that might be going on, or I heard they're gonna have this party happen or something, and you feel like, dang, like nobody told me about it, and as soon as you leave my house for something, then you get a text that fast and somebody sent you the invitation type of thing. I mean, that's just a easy, broad type of example. But since this is in reverse, I do see that this is a message coming through. It could be a delayed message, like something that you should have already gotten. Or this could be a sign that you keep missing over and over, and it's like in your face and keeps trying to come out to you, but you're not paying attention to it. Or this could also just be a sign of something bad is going to happen. And when I say bad, I don't mean, I don't want to scare you and say like super bad, but it could be something that you didn't, like, you know, some news you just don't want. This could be as small as getting a bill that you weren't expecting to get sooner rather than later, or something as big as you know, a breakup, or like someone cheated, or like something like that. I'm not saying that that's what's happening for you, but I'm trying to show you the dynamics of how big or small that this can be, okay? Now, also in alliance with that, right after the Eight of Wands in reverse, we have the Moon card. So again, another major arcana card. And so again, this could be you, or this could just be the mode of what's happening. So as you can see, the Moon card is beautiful, okay? It is upright, so I'm not going to say this is something bad, but with the Moon card, there's a tendency to usually find things out. And it seems like not like you were being betrayed, but it's like you find something out and you're kind of just like, why didn't I see that already? It's because the Moon card represents, you know, having that veil, and you know, and like whenever the moon comes out, things look different. It's really like the dark, shadowy side, and sometimes it can be really beautiful in a sense that it's you know, that's the female is kind of like the embodiment of the moon. There's like this dark, mysterious vibe to females, like our feminine mystery, but at the same time, whenever the veil is lifted, you see things in a whole different lights. Like it's different from the sun's, it's the moon. And so kind of think of it as like when you have like, if there's an event in the daytime, you're going to dress a certain way, but if there's an event for nighttime, you might change up how your look is, you might wear your hair different, things like that. Like things look different at nighttime. And so with this Three of Swords here, I'm not going to lie, I do feel like you're going to be disappointed with something that you learn or you kind of pick up on, but maybe you feel like it was too late. So maybe, for example, if this is dealing with love, let's say you have a boyfriend or you have a girlfriend and you think everything's going well, and then you keep feeling disappointed over and over again because they keep flaking on you. Then you realize the reason they keep doing this is maybe because you didn't get the memo because you're just like, oh, well, they're just probably busy. But then you find out they're with, you know, they're doing some shady business, or they're around some other things, you know. So again, I'm not saying this is what's happening. We're going to see what's going on when I do clarification. But I do want to stress the fact that whenever the moon card comes up, this is a sign to me personally that things are going to be revealed. And we do have this 8 of Wands here, so this could be something that should have been revealed a long time ago. This could be a repeating message that you didn't pay attention to, a repeating sign that you didn't pay attention to, like I said. But all in all, it's going to relate back to this 3 of Swords, this disappointment energy, okay? So again, this doesn't have to be about love, but for some, it very well could be, okay? So just to overcap on what we've gotten so far, in your past energy, we have, you know, you being kind of stingy, and some good energy came in from that. With whatever you were withholding or holding back from, or whoever you were holding back from, you doing that provided some type of blessing to come through. And then right after that, I feel like you got this drive or this little push to kind of know what direction you want to go in, okay? And then right after that, in your current position, we have the you know, like disappointment came, or maybe that decision you chose to make, or that path you wanted to go on was misleading. Like all the information wasn't there, and it caused you to really seem almost like you wasted your time, is what I'm feeling like, or like you were led onto something that wasn't really there or wasn't really true, you know? All right, so we have, here we go. All right, so for your future energy, okay? Okay, so for your future energy, we have the Ace of Swords here in reverse, okay? So this can mean that you're not going to be there's going to be slower movement in you receiving messages, or maybe you're waiting for something or someone to communicate with you, but at this point or in the future, like after all of this stuff kind of plays out in the current energy that we have with this disappointment and the missing or delayed messages coming through, and then the moon card, which means, you know, something's going to be revealed. I think after all is said and done, I think you're going to be wanting, or like kind of wondering why you aren't getting that closure from it, or at least that communication that you're looking for. And this is saying it's just not coming right now, which will be in the future, okay? So the middle to end of May. Sorry, I had to make sure I said that right, because I feel like I've been messing it up in other videos. So in the middle to end of May, you'll be probably wanting some type of communication, but there's going to be a lack of communication there, whatever that situation was dealing with. And this is a Swords card, so I think that communication that you're looking for is going to be in regards to this disappointment energy that's happening now, or at least in these 2 weeks to come, the first 2 weeks of May. And then so after that, in your future energy, we also have the 9 of Pentacles, okay? So this is you finding solitude in your own sanctuary. So kind of like being okay with being alone. And I think that's going to come, quite frankly, just because you're not going to be getting the communication that you desire from whatever person that was, or whatever situation that was dealing with. I think you're just going to be like, okay, I don't have a choice but to sit with myself and be okay with what I have and be okay with myself, because they're not communicating, they're not doing their end, so I just have to be okay with myself. And you know, Aries, I think you guys are fine with that, but I think whenever you finally find someone or find a situation that you want to be a part of, and then they don't put the same back into it, you know, it makes you feel like, well, what the hell? Like, you're like, I'm not good enough for you to respond to. You know what I mean? Like, you're going to feel like, what the hell? But I think that's going to make you be like, you know what? Fuck you then. Like, I got it. Like, I'll just be alone then. Like, I don't need that. But with that, we have the Knight of Swords in reverse, okay? So this is telling me you're moving too fast with that decision. At least at this point, this is what this is telling me. So this could be a time where, yeah, maybe things were not the way they were supposed to be. And you want some explanations. You want someone to communicate and explain to you what the hell went wrong or what happened. Because you feel like you're entitled to that. And I believe that you are, because you have this disappointment energy here. But it also could be, maybe you need to let this person or the situation, you need to let them be ready to communicate, because at one point you were being the stingy one. You were being the one that was like, like, nope, if it ain't about the money, I ain't talking about it. Like, this is what this energy is saying, you know? So you also have to realize whenever you put certain energy out there, there's a chance that it's going to come back. And then usually when it comes back, most of us, if we're making bad decisions or if we're making decisions that we wouldn't want to happen to us, it can feel like, what the hell? And it can feel like a heartbreak, even though it can be the same energy that you were giving off to someone else, the same person or the same situation, you know? And that's just karma. That's just life. So again, I don't know what this the secret or this thing that's going to be revealed is going to be. We're going to get more into that. But I will say, just from looking at it just now on a plain spread, I will say that you going into yourself and like shutting yourself off from this person or that situation, I will say maybe give it a little bit of time. So don't be so quick to do that, okay? Because this card here, the Ace of Swords in reverse, is saying like, yeah, there's going to be a lack of news. There's not going to be much coming to you as far as communications at first. But I do think because we have this card here that says slow down, you're moving too fast, after you make the decision to sit within yourself and just be like, fuck them, I think it's saying like, give it a little bit of time. Also, it could be saying, give them time to explain themselves to you. Give them time to really figure out what they want to do. Now, if they're doing something that you're not okay with, then you don't have to. But I do think that this is saying slow down and assess the situation a little bit better. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get into some clarification cards because there's a lot of energy here that's kind of all over the place. So I really want to see what's going on. I know for a fact we have, let's see, we have 2 major arcana cards here. So this could be you, or this could just be like, you know, a bigger impact on that situation. But we're going to go ahead and look at let's look at the 3 of Swords and see what that's about. Clarification for 3 of Swords for Aries, please. Oh. Hold on. That came out weird. Make sure I'm shuffling correctly for you guys. All right. So we got the Justice card in reverse. Okay, so this could be someone not being truthful. This could be someone not telling you the full truth. This could be someone not being fair. Someone doing something that isn't cool or justified, you know? So obviously that's not a good thing, but when you have 3 of Swords, how good can it get? It's about disappointment, right? So I do feel like there's something that's not being told truly or fully in its full state. I think someone is holding something back, and I think they might have done this because maybe while you were being stingy or withholding things from them, maybe they were just like being secretive too. I don't know. I don't think you were being... Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that I think you were being stingy so that you could just be like a dick about it. Excuse my language. But I think that you were doing that because you really felt like that would be best for you. You know, some people feel like if they can just have a harder shell or, you know, just not share, like if they don't get invested in things, then there's no reason for drama to come to them. You know what I mean? And so there's nothing wrong with that, honestly. But, and honestly, if you got that, if you did that and then you got this blessing or this good energy that came to you, then why would you think it's wrong? Obviously, you were doing some type of right thing with that. But also that can also open the doors to people not being open with you as well. You know, like I said, whatever you put out, you can expect it to come back to you. The only thing that's different is how is it going to affect you, or when is it going to come to you? What relationship or situationship is it going to come and impact that karma that you already put out there? And again, I'm not saying it's bad karma. I'm not saying that at all. But obviously, like if you're disappointed about someone not being truthful, anybody would be. So this is like maybe you were being closed off a little to the point where it was like the people that you were attracted are people who are closed off too, meaning that they only tell part of the truth. So again, I think that's just a lesson just for you to learn, honestly. So we're going to go ahead and see what this moon card is about. Clarification for the moon card. Pop up for me. Okay, so we got the World card in reverse, okay? So the World card in reverse can mean that you're you're not being balanced. And again, these are 2 major arcana cards together. So this is definitely going to be a big moment. So be on the lookout for that in the next 2 weeks to come. So the 1st and 2nd week of May, really be on the lookout for that. So yes, we have the World card in reverse. So I really feel like this is going to be an unbalance in some type of way in your world. So in your life, you're going to feel like somebody is trying it. You know what I mean? Somebody is really trying to come and put this wedge in between the balance of how things are and how they should be in your life, how you view them as and how they should be. Kind of like someone coming and throwing rocks at your fence, and you're kind of like, why are you messing with my house? Like, this is my sanctuary. Like, you're doing too much. You're threatening how comfortable I feel in my world, type of thing. And again, the world in reverse is like an unbalanced nature, and the disappointment that you were experiencing with whoever this thing is or whatever situation this is with an unbalance. You know, justice is kind of like you know, the scale. So if the scale is unbalanced, that could be what this is representing. And the reason that you're feeling that is because something was revealed. So some truth was told, something was told. And in the beginning, the whole reason you were disappointed was because some truth wasn't told. Okay? There could be a Libra in your, in this situation that we have here. There is a lot of air energy here. There could also be, let's see. I don't want to put too much emphasis on the signs yet, but I do want to say there might be something to do with the Libra here, okay? Yes, okay. So now that we've kind of gotten that, well, let's look at the Chariot too, because that is a major arcana card, and we don't want to miss out on that, okay? So let's look at the Chariot and see what that clarification card has for you. And this is for your past energy. So maybe you can see where you went wrong or see why you attracted whatever this person did. When I say attract, it doesn't mean that it's your fault, but I mean sometimes, like I said, when we do things, we don't look at all of the situations around us. Sometimes that leaves open doors for people to come in. You know what I mean? So, and again, it all has to do with balance, okay? And there's a lot of balancing here, and like I said, there's a lot of air energy here. So, yeah. Okay, let's see what this Chariot is all about. We got the Empress in reverse, okay? So this Chariot that was here in another major arcana card to clarify. So all of these clarification cards that I've done are in major arcana. So it's like, that means whoever your angels are, whoever, you know, the divine is, they really want you to see that, yes, this is what it means. This is what it means, okay? It's like it's a bigger, it's like when you write in bold versus when you just write in normal, okay? So we have the Chariot here and the Empress. So I'm thinking somebody was looking at things the wrong way. So this is what steers you. This is what drives you. And if this is you not being nice, because, you know, the Empress is all about being, you know, a good person. Kind of like a motherly figure, like encouraging, nurturing. If you were already being stubborn and then you got this, not stubborn, but if you were being kind of stingy or closed off, and then you got this blessing, maybe you were thinking, okay, so the way for me to get to my destination is for me to not be nice and for me to be closed off, because when I do that, good things happen. And yes, that might have been the case for one situation, but when you're dealing with certain different people or new people around you, it doesn't work the same way. That's because we're all different, and we all deal with things different ways, and we all are on different parts of our path, okay? So like I said, I really think this is, we got the Seven of Swords in reverse, okay? So this could be somebody being deceptive, and it was just at the bottom of the deck, so that's the base. Somebody's being deceptive around you, okay? So really be aware of that. I'm going to go ahead and see what's going on with this Zodiac Oracle deck, so maybe we can see if there's anything that pops out, or maybe we can see what signs may be around you. Again, you guys know I don't shuffle. I mean, I only shuffle when I use my Zodiac Oracle deck. I don't ask any particular questions when I'm doing general readings, because that's what they're made for, you know? Like, you just kind of see what comes out, at least for general. Personal readings that I do for you guys, I do make sure that I ask specific questions, and I do more than one card, okay? Just in case you guys are wondering. Alright, so for Aries, let's see what comes out, okay, you guys? And they, each sign, planet, and element mean different things in this deck, so we'll just see what comes out for Aries. Okay, so we got Pisces. It's hot. Okay, so we have Pisces. So this isn't saying that there's a Pisces doing this. It could be for some of you, but for this isn't what this card represents. Pisces in this deck really is saying you need, the way you want to deal with this situation is to have a sense of direction. You want to be able to know which direction to go. Okay, and you also want to surround yourself with people who are like-minded or have things in common, things that interest you. So think of it as like whoever's in your groups, in your circles around you, make sure they're fitting what you want to manifest out of life or what you want to surround yourself with. Okay, and you also want to make sure that you're being more lovable. You know, you want to be able to be more fluid with how you think and how you react to things. Okay, I know, you know, Aries, fire, like I get it, I'm a Leo, but it's like sometimes our fieriness is imbalanced with the water in us, you know, and it needs to be balanced, or else you either burn or you're just going to evaporate. You know what I mean? Like there has to be some type of balance, you know, because you either fizzle out, or you burn out, or you burn up everything, or you flood everything and damage everything. Like there has to be some type of balance, especially when you're a fire sign and water sign. Yes. Okay. So this wasn't like a chipper reading. Like, I'm not gonna lie and say, oh yes, this was so good, you know, as far as like there's good things happening. But I will say there are so many big cards in your spread, like major arcana. Like, I haven't seen this many in a spread in a while for a sign. So this tells me that there's a lot of forces here, which means this could be either super bad if you don't pay attention to it, or really, really good, because you can help mold things the way you need it to work out. The best thing to do with if you're stuck is obviously you get a personal reading, or you can always go within yourself and try to figure out what is the problem. But sometimes it's better to go to someone else, just so you can, you know, and even if you don't get a personal reading, sometimes it's good to just go to your mom, or, you know, someone you can trust for advice. Someone who can look from the outside and give you good advice, you know, and tell you what's happening or what you're not seeing, you know what I mean? And that's what personal readings do also, you know, and it taps into your chart and, you know, things like that. It makes it really more in depth so that I can help you more. But like I said, you do have, you know, your angels or whoever it is helping, because, you know, there's major arcana everywhere in your spread, and doubles at that, you know? So I just wanted to make sure that you guys understood that, yeah, it's not the best reading as far as like, you know, a chipper reading, but it is really good that I could kind of give you guys a heads up to tell you what to look out for, honestly. That's really, like, to me, that's better than me just saying, oh yeah, things are looking good. Because when things are good, you kind of know that they're good. But when things are about to go bad, sometimes you don't sense them. And they usually come when things are going good, because, you know, there has to be a switch up. It can't always be all good, and it can't always be all bad. So, like I said, a good reading, just pay attention to the signs. Seriously, pay attention to these signs. I don't see this changing anytime soon, to be honest. Like, I feel like this is going to come regardless if you want it or not. Only because there's two major arcana. So to me, this is like set in stone pretty much right now. But again, when bad things happen, it's always to teach us something. So really take in whatever you're supposed to learn and benefit from that, so that you don't have to go through this again. Okay. If you guys would like a free reading, this was a free reading. If you guys would like a personal reading, please don't hesitate to hit me up. I leave all of my information in the description box so that you can, you know, see what you would like to do. I have Instant Go if you would just like a quick question to be answered quickly. And also, if you want a full out personal reading, then I leave all of my information down below, like I just said. Okay. So yes, I'm glad that I can give you guys this cautionary reading. I really do like when there's a lot of information that I can tell for you guys. But yeah, so just make sure you're balancing that fire with the water, okay? Because there has to be some type of balance there, and watch out for the signs, okay? Because some things are about to start changing, and they're gonna do it faster than slow. But yeah, you guys, I hope that this is really informative. I really hope that this helps someone pinpoint the person that they need to kick out of their life. I really hope it did. And I'm glad that I could read for you, and I appreciate you spending this time with me. If you're still here, you're a champ, okay? Because this was, you know, I know a lot of people don't like watching long videos, but it's important for me to really get out everything I need to say to you, so that you can really benefit from this and you can make your life better. You know, this is what this is all about. You know, so thank you guys so much for spending time with me again. I really appreciate reading for you. If I'm not your favorite Leo, then hopefully one day I will be. And until next time, I will see you next time, Aries. I'll see you later.